Hello everyone, welcome to the Lindrum Farm. Today we're going to take you on a quick tour of the Lindrum Farm and everything that we kind of have here and the things that we use the farm for. This is a quick barn tour, so this is kind of looking back towards the house. You can see the house in the background and the kind of the four-wheeler barn, and then the way back there, that's the place where the pigs are. And this is the workshop barn. I'm going to show you kind of in order of interest. This is the first barn right here. This is actually the second hay barn that I built, but it's the first barn that we store hay in. So it's kind of the first in, first out. It's the easiest barn to put hay in, and it's easily accessible from the road. So, you know, truck drivers come up from the road down here, and then they pull up right up into this area, you know, and they kind of go over this way and then back in. And this is what it looks like inside. So we have a bunch of chaff to clean up at this point. We have about 2,000 bales left in that south end of the barn there. This one's 36 feet wide by 96 feet long. And as we start to move hay out, I start to move equipment in. So this is that feed mixing tractor and that feed mixer grinder that we make animal feed with. In the back over here, we have our corn planter and the bulldozers over there. These are the elevators we use to transport hay into the big trailers when we're stacking the hay up in there. And that's our stack of what we have left of first cutting hay. And then that's it. That's all we have left for first cutting. And then we have some other stuff in the next barn. So I'm going to take you from this one. This was the, like I said, the second hay barn that I built. I'm going to take you down into the first one. No, actually the last one that I built, the one I finished a little over about a year and a half ago. And this one is similar to that one. This is 36 by 96, and it's almost 100 feet long. We went with narrow widths because we're on a side hill here, so I don't have a lot of wide spaces to build these barns. You can see this one's kind of raised up off the ground. And so this particular barn over here, this one's also got hay in it. That one was completely full. That holds 9,000 from one end to the other. So there were 9,000 bales of first cutting in that one. This one will hold 9,000 as well, but we don't have quite 9,000 in this one. There's some other things in this one as well. So this one has a little bit of other storage in it. As you walk in, you can see these are my corn wagons. So inside here, this is picked ear corn. Little shot up there. That's picked ear corn, and that's ear corn that we picked about a month ago when actually dried down in the field. This one's also full of ear corn up in there. And then this is also ear corn that's drying on this hay wagon. So that's all basically just non-GMO ear corn in here. Working our way back, there's a few other pieces of my equipment in here. So this is a hay rake. This is the thing that we use to rake the hay into rows. This is a double, so it does 2 rows at the same time. It's a little bit trickier to operate, but it's super functional. You can hear the doves in the back. This right here is one of my mowers. This is actually the smaller one. This is the one that mows 9 feet of hay at a time. So this is a 9-foot New Holland 7320. And then back in the back here, this is some cow hay that we made late season. Actually, a lot of it's going to sell as mulch hay for like $2, $2.50 a bale. And that last bit, like back there, that's the last little bit of second cutting that we have. I'm going to take you around. There's actually I have 1 load of second cutting yet to sell. And here, this is our old combine. This is the machine that we use to this is what you would harvest wheat with. Or grain with, and this is what we harvest our oats with. So the oats that actually go in to feed our cows, we plant it ourselves, and then we harvest it with this machine right here. So the oats go through there, the whole plant goes through, and then just the seeds themselves end up in the back of the machine in the back. So actually, if you look at my profile picture, that's actually the device that I'm in, the machine that I'm in that profile picture. So this is the last thing hiding in the second barn. And this is my tedder. So this is actually in transport mode right now, but as you look at it, the wheels fold down. So this wheel over here will actually fold down. That one folds down further out. This one folds and touches the ground. That one comes all the way over and down. And so what it ends up doing is it folds out to, this is actually a 7.82T, which means it's 7.82 meters. So it's somewhere around 28 to 29 feet. That'll cover 28 to 29 feet of the field at one time. It hooks to the tractor right here. So you connect it to the tractor there. This piece right here is actually a PTO shaft that actually is powered by the tractor. So that power goes back to there where it hits a distribution box or a gearbox, which actually sends the power laterally. And then it kind of travels through each of the spinners. So with this one, the yellow ones actually spin this way around, and then the green ones spin the other way. So looking at from the top, the yellow ones spin counterclockwise and the green ones spin clockwise as they go. So to try to put it in perspective, this is the newest of the hay barns. It's the one that I'll put half my hay in there. The rest of my hay, most of my hay, a majority of it will go in that barn right there, the one that's in the middle. And then that one up there, that's the workshop. So that's where, it's actually the one we're starting to work on, basically the place we're gonna build things in. This is my collection of steel wagons. So we have 5 steel wagons, and we have 5 wooden wagons. So there's one there, there's one there, and then the other 3 are inside. Hoping to move these in the next day or two, these 2 wooden ones, so they can get out of the elements. So I'm gonna take you next up to this barn right here, so you can kind of see what's going on in the workshop. So this barn right here, this is the workshop barn, and Patrick's in here, who's taking a nap on the floor, I think. In terms of our projects, we got the tool bench, the bolt box, the radios in here, hoping to put another toolbox there as the air compressor. And this is the 4-wheeler project Patrick and I are working on. This was a 4-wheeler, now it's in pieces. We're gonna paint it up, put it back together with lots of new parts. So Patrick, you wanna just basically, with your glasses on, basically just go through and just grind the rusty spots off, anything, make it look like that. Okay. All right down to raw metal. And try to get all the tough spots too, don't skip them. All right. Taking another tour, so there's the basketball hoop in the foul line. The soccer goals in here. And this is our assortment of tractors in here. So we saw the International in the other barn. This one, one of my favorites, is the John Deere 2955. About 95 horsepower, made in 1992. We've had it in our family now for about 8 years. This is my brand new John Deere baler I got last summer. So it's only had about 3,000 bales put through it. Full drive line, like heavy duty category 5, hydraulic tongue, hydraulic pickup head, kicker in the back. This is my mower. This is a Claas Disco 3600 TC, center pull, so it pulls through the field pretty well. It's 11 feet across, almost about 11 and a half feet at a time. So compare that to, your average lawnmower. Let's skip over this. This one is a work in progress. This is my 6230 John Deere. It's the cabbed one. It's got European tires on it, so it has low ground pressure, high flotation. You can kind of see in the cab, it's a pretty nice tractor. I got to clean it up a little bit. We're gonna do a little spring cleaning here in the next couple days. Right now we're working on the radiator because there's a little bit of an overflow problem with the overflow tank. This tank right here, I thought it was actually a crack in the radiator, but it's basically just a seal underneath here where this connects to the radiator itself. So I got the 2 seals here. They came in the mail, and so I'm basically just gonna throw them in the next few days. And this is my favorite tractor. This is our John Deere 6400. It's a 1994. We've had this tractor in the family since about 96. My dad actually bought it so that when my brother and I were farming, we'd have a safe tractor to operate, and this is it. We put the loader on a few years later, and we've had this tractor since about 1996. So this one's been in the family for a long time. So this one, they're getting the special treatment because they're kind of my favorites. And this is the gator that we use to kind of tool around the farm, to get firewood, take the dogs and get them some exercise. We bring feed from one place to another with it, so it's kind of a utility vehicle for us. So that, besides the pig barn, which you've seen, that's a lot of the equipment that's here at my house. And then there's a lot that's actually up at my parents', up in another barn. We have a few pieces up here in the field, up in the distance up there. But for the most part, most of them are sitting inside under cover when it's not as nice out. So trying to keep them from rusting. That one, we'll get to that barn at some point. That's sort of the toy shed. And so there's like the 2 lawnmowers are in there and other things like that. But we'll take you on a tour of that one later. Hey, see you later. Enjoy. Have a great week. What are you telling me?